The mic is hot, the takes are real, Talin is here. Welcome to Said What I Said. From Hollywood to your headphones, she's bold, she's raw, she's Talin. And this is Said What I Said.
Said What I Said with Talin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Said What I Said with Talin. Today we have a very special guest. She's a creator who's built a massive online presence through personality, consistency, and knowing how to stand out in a crowded digital space. You've probably seen her viral elevator TikToks or content that makes you stop scrolling because it just hits. She's also someone whose journey didn't start here in the US. She moved here, started over, and built a life and a career of her own. So everyone, please welcome Michelle Kennelly.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. I've known Michelle for about 6 years now.
That's actually insane to think about.
So insane.
That it's been so long.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about how we met a little bit down later in this episode. But I want to start at the beginning because your story didn't start online. You were born in Moldova and later moved to the US. So can you talk about that whole transition?
Yes. So I was born in Moldova. And when I was 3, my mom and I moved to Ireland. So that's where I learned English. And so English was like my first language. But in Moldova, the national language is Romanian and Russian. So I learned both of those from my parents. But yeah, grew up speaking English on a farm in the countryside in Ireland. It was such like a chill childhood. Great place to grow up.
For sure.
Yeah. And then when I was 10, we moved back to Moldova. And then when I was 17, I came to the US. But crazy enough, I wasn't supposed to move here. I was only coming out here for a brand deal.
No way.
Yeah. I was in a content house at the time in Moscow for like, I think I was there for like 5 months at that point.
Yeah.
And so I got this brand deal for an English, English learning school.
Okay.
Like an international school that like kids would come to the US for and learn English.
Yeah.
And so they wanted me to fly out here. The school was based in San Diego. And so I was supposed to come out here just for that and then go back. 6 years later, here we are.
That's insane. Yeah. So a whole brand deal. That's basically what sparked everything.
Yeah, I came out here with an empty suitcase because I was like, I'm going to go shopping in LA. I had no clothes.
Oh my gosh. What was like the biggest like cultural like adjustment coming here?
Honestly, if I didn't grow up in Ireland, I think it would have been a crazy cultural shock. But since like I grew up in Europe speaking English and all of those things, it wasn't that crazy. Like I feel like people think it was more crazy than it was. Yeah. Because when people like hear that I can speak other languages like Russian and Romanian and like I was born in Moldova, they assume that it is a very big difference, which it is.
Right.
But since I had the upbringing in Ireland, it kind of like smoothed it out.
Yeah, for sure. And when you came out here like for the brand deal, did you ever had like a kind of like set goal in your mind, like maybe this could be a potential that you would live here permanently?
I feel like it's always been my dream. Like my dad would tell me this story when I was 12 or 13 years old. I had just started social media back then. Yeah. And I would tell him, like, Dad, I'm going to celebrate my 18th birthday in the airport.
Oh
He's
my
like,
gosh.
What do you mean? He thought I was crazy. You know, he's like, is my child okay? I was like, yeah, I'm going to celebrate my 18th birthday at the airport because I'm going to move to the U.S. the day I turn 18.
Wow.
And I ended up moving when I was 17. Accidentally.
Wow, that's insane. So you basically like kind of manifested
I really
it for
manifested
yourself,
it.
you know?
It's insane. Like whatever you put your mind to, like obviously my dad thought I was absolutely crazy. Like what is wrong with his kid? Wow. No one believed that, you know, that was possible and that was going to happen. And just the circumstances led up to everything and it happened in such like a smooth way.
For sure. And I'm like sure like your parents were probably like terrified. They're like, little Michelle going all the way out here to a whole different country. Like, what is she doing? You
Like,
know?
is she good? And also, like, I was 17. I couldn't get myself an Airbnb. I couldn't get a hotel. I couldn't, like, do anything. And I was here alone. I knew one person. And it was this guy. I like, filmed a YouTube video with, like, a collab YouTube video with him 3 years prior to that. And he was the only person I knew who lived out here. But I never met him in person.
Yeah.
And I was like banking everything on this one guy. And I was like, hey, so I'm coming. Because what happened was I was supposed to go to the school in San Diego for a week.
Yeah.
But then I told the company to extend my flight. So I had a week in LA. And I was like, I'll fully cover my week in LA. And you guys cover the San Diego stuff because that was for the brand deal.
Yeah.
And so I was fully banking on like this one guy that I've never met in my life to get me, like to check me into a hotel. Honestly the most insane shit ever. And like also peak COVID, like nothing's open, nothing's working, everyone's like, there's no one outside, it's like a zombie town. And this one guy, he's like, yeah, of course I'll check you into the hotel. That's so crazy. I gave him my card and he like went to the reception and like paid for the room and like checked in as if it was for him because you can't unless you're 18. And that's how I ended up being able to stay.
Wow. Do you still talk to this person, like keep in contact with them? No.
Well, you know what's crazy is I had 3 days in LA and then I had to go to San Diego for 4 days for a week, and then I came back for 4 days to LA. And so when I came back for the 4 days to LA, it was the hotel that I checked into, it looked great online. Yeah. Like, catfish. Catfish.
No, that's the worst.
It was so bad. Like, the first night, there was, like, men, like, standing on the balcony and, like, banging on my door.
What?
And they were, like, all smoking weed. And it was insane. And I was so scared because I was a little kid, you know?
Right.
And I was calling my mom. I was calling my mom, and because of the time difference, she was sleeping, and, like, she felt like something was wrong. So she would wake up, and she was so scared for me, obviously, as a parent. But it ended up working out. Yeah. We're here now. But that was that's kind of, like, the story of how I got into Clubhouse.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Which we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But when you're navigating a new country, there's like so much pressure kind of to like adapt and like fit in. So how did that experience influence like how you show up online now?
I mean, I feel like every experience and everything that we go through as creators and documenting your life and everything you do, like, it changes you. And, you know, if it wasn't for all of those experiences, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I don't think I would have the following I have today and like people relating to me and my story. So yeah, I feel like everything. What was the question?
No, just like how do you show up like online now? Like everything, like with all the change, like moving here and adapting to like the culture, you know?
Yeah, I think that my life wouldn't be as interesting. You know, I've been through so much, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I'm sure, you know, like there's such a thing as geographical luck. Yeah. And when you move across the world by yourself at 17, that really shapes you and like makes you grow up a lot faster. And I think that that's like a core part of me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did you ever feel like content was like kind of a way to claim like your own like identity like through it?
For sure. And also like having kind of a weird and crazy story like that made my content stand out. And yeah, I mean, I think I have an interesting identity and like personality online because of that.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like you had like parts of yourself that you had to like rediscover?
Definitely. Yeah. I think that, you know, these experiences taught me so much about myself and like taught me a lot about people and like how to navigate situations and like how to get out of situations that, you know, like the hotel story. Like there's been so much like rediscovery and like things that I've learned during that whole era and path.
Yeah. And how did you balance like where you came from with like who you were becoming over here?
I mean, I feel like because I was so set in stone that this was what I wanted and like I was going to end up here. I already knew from such a young age, like when I was 12, like how does a 12-year-old even comprehend and understand things like I want to move to a whole new country? Like, no, a 12-year-old wants to sit next to their parents and like, you know, go to school. Like when I was 15, I told my mom, I was like, I don't want to be in school anymore because I'm wasting time. And she was like, well, if that's the case, you're going to have to figure out, because I kept saying I wanted to be homeschooled and like do online school. And she was like, well, if that's the case, you're going to have to figure that out for yourself. And she didn't do that because she didn't want to help. She wanted me to learn,
of course,
how to like manage situations. And if I want something, how am I going to figure it out and not always turn to her?
Exactly.
And I think that taught me so much. And I went up to the principal in the school and I said, hey, girl, we're going to have to figure something out.
You're like, this is not cutting it anymore.
Not for me.
We're done here, I think.
And yeah, she let me be homeschooled.
Wow, that's insane. Honestly, it's really great. Like, our parents really do like shape us into like who we are today, and like everything they do is very intentional on like
100%.
how they want us to like learn and adapt and like pick up like in this life. And you know, without them, like if they just kind of like almost spoon fed us with everything, we wouldn't necessarily learn and grow as
I would
human
still
beings.
be back home.
Yeah, absolutely.
That ambition and drive is like definitely what came from my upbringing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a short break, but stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Said what I said with Talin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Said What I Said with Talin. We're going to continue our conversation with Michelle. So we have to talk about the elevator TikToks because those videos became so recognizable for you. How did this idea even start?
So this is like a part of life that I choose to like not go back to, but we could definitely like lightly talk about it. I was in Clubhouse, the content house where we actually met. Yeah. And there was like a collective of like a group of creators, like TikTokers there. And I feel like the elevator videos were just like trending during that time. Like a lot of people were using an elevator as a prop. Right. But I feel like our group kind of was the one that started it. We were one of the first ones to do it. And I think that just doing like a POV and like acting out a situation in a weird place like an elevator is what caught people's attention. And 100% it's like strange. Like when if I saw that video, and it wasn't my video, but like if I saw a video like that, I'd be like, what the fuck are they doing? But it worked. Hey, we got like 150 million views on each of those. That's
insane.
Like in 1 month, I gained 4 million followers on TikTok.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like those TikToks had some crazy like power to them. Like people were always just like very captivated by it. But I also think it was like you guys' like originality and like how you guys like created them. Like it really stuck with people.
Yeah,
like
there's
you
like
know,
a whole like YouTubers that would do like reviews and like
really
like reactions and like watch all of them like one by one and kind of create a storyline out of it. It was hilarious. Like people had a lot of fun with them.
Oh my gosh, that's like such a crazy time. You obviously spoke Russian, and I know you incorporated that into your content as well. Did you find that content like did better than kind of other videos that you were creating?
So the thing is, when I started social media, I was 12 and I spoke Russian like more during that time of my life because we had moved back to Moldova and I had to like learn the language. Like we moved back when I was 10 and I had to go, I think I went into 5th grade. I didn't know how to like read or write. So like I looked like a crazy child, you know? So I had to like take extra classes and learn all of these things. And so when I was around 12 and 13, when I started social media, I was kind of like actively learning Russian. And so I started my social media journey speaking Russian. And I started off from YouTube. So I would make like these like funny videos that weren't thought out. They were just like trends and like random DIY videos. Like that's what I was into.
For fun.
So yeah, like whatever I watched, I tried to recreate and like get inspiration from that. And so yeah, the videos at first were in Russian, and then once I moved here, obviously I pivoted because it doesn't make sense to move across the world to a whole new country but hold on to like, you know, speaking another language, because people, like, if I wanted to speak Russian, I would live, you know, in a country that speaks Russian, but it just didn't make sense, and like people wouldn't understand me here, and like I wouldn't be able to get work with brands and like all these things. So of course I pivoted, and like now all of my content's in English, but there's definitely like an era, like if you scroll back you can find some of that stuff.
I remember watching those. I remember even too when I first met you, I think like one of our first videos that we had like filmed together was like
when I taught you Russian.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so crazy, you know, but it was really cool. You just did it so like effortlessly, and I was just like, wow.
And, like, that audience really loved like me teaching like my American friends Russian. They loved that. Like it's so funny because a year ago I think I started this new TikTok account randomly to like just to see if I could do it. I didn't post about it anywhere. Like I didn't promote it anywhere. And in a year I got like 650,000 followers on it, like on a brand new account, and all that I would do on this account is just teach my American friends Russian.
No
and we
way.
would do like videos over a minute so they monetized.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like social media like felt like a pure job to you at any point?
No, never. Because the minute it feels like a job, that's when you know you fucked up.
Yeah, no, for true.
Because I mean, I've been so passionate about this, and I've been doing it for over a decade now, which is absolutely insane to think about. Like, I just turned 23 a week ago, so it's going on 11 years.
Wow,
just insane.
That's
so
insane.
If something feels like a job, I feel like you can't stay fully passionate, and people can feel right through that. And my audience would be able to feel right through that immediately. But I love what I do so much that it's never felt like a job.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that you could make money on social media when I started.
It's a crazy concept.
I fully started because I loved filming content. Like that's what I was really passionate about.
Yeah.
And the money aspect was like an addition to it. It was never the goal. It was never the intention. Yeah. And I feel like that's why I am here now.
Yeah. I mean, what's kind of like your mindset when you're creating like something simple but like still memorable when it comes to content?
I just like filming everything, like my entire life. And that's what people like to watch. Like whenever people ask me, what's your, like, how would you describe your content?
Yeah, like your niche.
It would just be lifestyle. Like, just, you know, whatever we're doing. I was even going to vlog, like, us doing this, you know? Yeah. It's just, like, things like that are simple. And you would think, like, who's going to be interested in that? Or, like, me going to the grocery store. Like, who cares what chicken I buy? You know what I mean? But people do.
Exactly.
And, like, I watch vlogs of other people, you know. Yeah. I'll sit there for 40 minutes and listen to you yapping about your ex-boyfriend. Like, I don't know. It's, like... I feel like it's more of a girl thing.
No, 100%. Like the girlies love to see like that content, you know, like we're so intrigued and like fascinated by it. And like also just like watching someone through a screen and like feeling like you're getting that real person
and relating to them
is so special. And that's why people follow us and like want to continue in our journeys and grow with us like through our next chapters of life. You know?
Like I have people that DM me nowadays and they're like, wow, we really grew up with you. Like we watched you 10 years ago when you were just starting out and you were a baby, and now like, and we were babies during that time too, and like now, you know, we're all in our adult life, and like maybe, you know, those fans that were like the hardcore fans back then aren't, you know, so hardcore now, but that's because we all grow up. Like I feel like the more hardcore fans are the younger generation.
No, yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about Clubhouse, Content House. People romanticize these spaces a lot, and it's crazy because like Michelle and I actually met at Clubhouse. So let's first talk about how did you get like into Clubhouse? Like, what was that process?
So going back to the story with the hotel.
Yeah.
The scary guys are banging on my door. My mom's like, get the fuck out of there. Like, absolutely not. She was like, I'll pay any money. Like, you need to get a new hotel.
Yeah.
So I'm calling this one guy that I know, and he's
Yeah.
not picking up. And I cannot get a hold of him. At that point, like, I mean, obviously we figured out the situation, but like even 3 days later, I still couldn't get a hold of him. So what had happened was when I came back to LA, I had the 4 days left here and then I was supposed to leave. And the first day I was back, I had my meeting with Clubhouse. But what had happened was when I flew into LA, Clubhouse were scouting for new talent. And they DM'd me and they were like, hey, we want to, meet up with you and see, like, speak to you, find out your story and see if you'd be a fit for the house. And I was geeked. Like, I knew exactly what Clubhouse was. Like, I followed everyone. Like, I knew what was going on. And I was like, wait, is this like my dream coming true?
Right.
And so I leave to go to San Diego for that week knowing this information. They're like, we want to meet up. And I'm like, I'm in like this room at the school because I lived in the school to do the promo. And I'm sitting in the room like going mental. I'm like, get me out of here, please. And so I go back. I have my meeting the same day I get back to LA. And they listened to my whole story. I told them my entire story from top to bottom. It was like two or 3 hours. It was at the Wish House, funny enough. The first house I ever went to in LA was the Wish House, which if you don't know, that's like, it's one of the biggest houses, I think, in California.
For sure.
It's massive. It's like insane. And so that's where I had my meeting. So I was like, starstruck. I was like, what is going on? How did I end up here?
Yeah.
So they listened to my whole story and they were kind of like, we love you. Like, you're amazing. We love your story. We love everything. But we'll get back to you within like 3 to 5 business days. That's kind of how it wasn't like that, but it was like that,
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm like, if it's meant to be for me, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I go back to my creepy hotel room, and I ordered Chick-fil-A on the way there before getting there and seeing what was going on, and it was like really weird and creepy vibes again, and I had to go out and get this Chick-fil-A. My mom's like, please call this guy again. And so besides this guy that isn't picking up, the only other person's contact who I have is the Clubhouse manager that set up the meeting.
Oh my gosh.
Because I had met with them, so I had his number.
Yeah.
And so the next morning I wake up, I'm like, I'm just gonna get through this day. Like, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna survive, It was okay. The next morning I wake up and I hear like a woman screaming.
What?
I call my mom immediately. I'm like, there's someone screaming. She's like, go down to the reception and tell them like to check it out. And so I go down to the reception and the guy was like, he really did not care. He was like, oh really? Like, there's someone screaming? I'm like, yes. Can you not hear?
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, I'll go check it out. So he goes, and I kind of like, I'm not following him, but I'm like walking behind him because I was going to go back up to my room. But I also wanted to see what was going on and like if someone needed help, like whatever. He's banging on the door and like nobody's opening it. And then like, I think 2 or 3 minutes later, like 3 guys walk out. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah. You're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
There's no way. My mom's like, pack your shit and go to Starbucks because there's a Starbucks right next door to the hotel.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, COVID, nobody like can go anywhere. Like I think you couldn't even like be inside the Starbucks. There's like, no seating area. Like you could just order and leave. Like you couldn't hang out there. I'm at the Starbucks with my suitcases in hand. What do I do? My guy isn't responding. I'm like, I'm just going to call the Clubhouse manager. Jed. You know Jed?
No, I don't think I met him.
So I call him and I'm like, this is so random. I'm so sorry, but I just need your help to check me into another hotel room because like a bad situation's going on here. He was like, don't even explain nothing. I'll be there in 15.
Wow.
15 minutes go by. He pulls up. I'm like, take me to any hotel. I'm like, you know better. You're from here.
Right.
Take me to any hotel. I will pay for it. Like, just help me check in.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I just got off the phone with the owner of Clubhouse. You're going to stay with us. Like, until you have to leave. Like, go back on your flight. I was like, I have 2 days left. And that's how I moved into Clubhouse. So I'm in the room. You know, I meet everyone. I think that's when we met too.
Yes.
And I feel like nobody knows this story too. It's kind of crazy. It's very chaotic. And so I'm in the room. You know the room that had like all the windows and then the mirrors.
Yes.
So I was in that room. It was kind of like the guest room at that time. And so I'm like, you know, filming videos, making content, making the most of it. I had 2 days left.
Yeah.
And so the next day, I start packing my stuff up and I'm like, you know, ready to go to the airport, kind of like preparing myself to go back. And I hear a knock on the door. Actually, no, I think I was flying back the next morning and that was at nighttime. And so Jed knocks on the door and he's like, hey, can I come in? And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, I just talked to the owner of Clubhouse and you're staying.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, you're not going back. I was like, you don't have to tell me twice.
You're like, let me unpack right now.
Yeah, let me just unpack. So yeah, that's how I joined Clubhouse.
Wow, that's such a crazy story. I don't even think I knew that either.
Yeah.
So that's so insane. What a
Like
story.
the circumstances and like how everything just like if it weren't for the hotel situation, I probably wouldn't have stayed.
No, 100%.
I probably would have flown back.
It's almost like everything kind of just like fell into place like for you. Like you were
I
like
had goosebumps still talking about this every single time.
You were destined to like be there, you know? So like, and I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And that was your reason. Like Clubhouse was your destiny.
I know.
You know?
It was insane.
And like that was like your opportunity to like now you're here like in
Exactly.
LA getting to create content and live that dream that you had.
It was an insane start. I mean, that house was like $30 million. Like it was an insane place in like center of Beverly Hills. Like that was the first house I lived at. That's so like I can't even comprehend that in my mind till this day.
Yeah.
That was like my start here, and obviously I was so beyond lucky to have that, and I lived there for a year. And I mean, obviously, you know, like that really put me on my feet out here.
Absolutely. We're going to take a little break, but we will continue this story, so stay tuned.
Said what I said with Talin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Said What I Said with Talin. We're going to continue our conversation with Michelle. We were just talking about how she joined Clubhouse. So I want to talk to you. What was that like living in a house with a bunch of different creators who are building so many different brands?
Well, the thing is that before I joined Clubhouse, I was in another content house. We're not going to talk about that one. But I was very familiar with the concept and how it worked. Like, I've lived with a bunch of creators before, so it was nothing new to me. Yeah. And it was something very exciting to me. Like, I feel like for a 17-year-old kid, this is like a dream. What do you mean? You get to live with all of your friends. This is like luxury college years.
Exactly. No, 100%.
Yeah, and you all get to create content together. Everyone's building their, you know, platforms. Everyone's doing their own thing. It was amazing. I mean, I genuinely do not have one bad thing to say. I think that a lot of people, you know, had their own opinions about the house. And, you know, some people had bad experiences. Some people had good experiences. I had the best time. Like, obviously there was like minor hiccups here and there, but like ultimately I cannot say one bad thing about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a crazy concept still, like, even for me, like, and I think for other people who are still like learning about social media and like understanding, like putting a bunch of creators in a huge mansion, okay? And you're staying there, you're living there, and you just wake up every day, you film content with each other that goes viral like on social media.
It's insane.
It's such a crazy concept, and that was just like such a time. I don't know if like content houses are trying to be brought back to this day, I feel like, but that was like what, 6 years ago, like for us, like when all of that happened.
That was really like peak. I feel like that was peak for a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
And like have you noticed how many people left LA? I feel like only the
Yes.
strongest survive out here.
100%. So many
Yeah.
people over the past 2 years have moved
Yeah.
out. I
Yeah.
mean, LA is a lot.
It's
you know?
rough. I mean, it is a lot. It is
Yeah.
a lot, and I fully understand, those people, and it's crazy. But imagine like that probably takes a insane toll on your mental. Like imagine
For
you go from
sure.
living in a $30 million mansion and then you have to go back and live with your parents and like go to
Right.
your hometown and like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's insane. Did you ever like have any like challenges just like living and creating like in the same space with so many people?
I feel like when you live with a bunch of people, you're bound to, have
Butt
fights
heads
with
and-
people.
yeah.
Yeah. And like, especially, you're putting young people, like
Right.
say 17, 18, 19 years old, you're putting young people in a house, in a crazy house, people who are becoming famous, it's gonna hit your head.
For
You're
sure.
like, everyone was, I don't want to say like entitled, but we all thought like we were
Right.
the shit.
Right. I mean, you're so huge. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I feel like because of that like whole concept, like of course people butt heads, but
Yeah.
I never had like crazy issues with anyone.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like it blurred sometimes just like real life and content, like living in the content house?
I feel like real life was blurred. Like not essentially the content, but like just perception of life was
Right.
like, oh, this is how it's going to be forever. But no, babe. No, it's not. When you start paying bills, you're going to understand how lucky you were. Because I feel like a lot of people were like very entitled and they were like, we deserve this. This is how it's always
Right.
going to be. And I feel like until the breaking point happened and like everyone had to move out or like, some people got kicked out, like
Right.
only then you really understand how lucky you were. But yeah, it was a really great start.
Yeah. How did you protect just like your individuality with like filming all the time with everyone?
I feel like the main thing, and I experienced this and like kind of got lost in this, was constantly having people in your content and not just filming content as you as the individual. Like I feel like during that time especially, everyone was doing dances together and everyone was filming like just anything together, and you constantly had other people in your content. And so that's cool, but I've learned that you don't want to be known for having other people in your content. You want to be known for you and what you have to offer and what you have to teach people, and what you have about yourself that's entertaining to
Right.
watch without having other people. And so I feel like with that aspect, especially with the elevator videos and like during that whole time, I
Yeah.
constantly had other people in my content, and I really had to like tell myself, hey, Michelle, no, like you're gonna have to take a step back. And if that means, you're gonna get less views or your content's not gonna do that well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because you're building a brand for yourself. You're not building a brand with other people, and constantly
said.
having people in your content kind of takes away from that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're so right. Everything that you just said, very well said.
Thank
well
you.
spoken. Looking back, just like on everything, like how do you really feel about content houses in general, and like would it be something that you would do again?
I don't think I would do it again because I'm kind of in the stage of life where I'm like, ready to get married, have kids, and live on a farm.
Yeah.
That's dramatic, but like, and I feel like content houses are very great for, they were great for that time. I don't
Yeah.
think I would bring them into my life now. Although
Yeah.
I did do like a project not too long ago, but it was more like a job.
Okay.
To like put together a house. But yeah, I wouldn't do it now, like
Yeah.
in the same way. But
For sure.
It was really fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Do you think like content houses still make sense in like today's like social media landscape?
I don't see why not if it's done right.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been trying to bring them back.
Right.
And like the project that I did not too long ago kind of proved that it does work. There was like other issues with it, not with the creators and not with the house itself, but there was issues like on another aspect.
Yeah.
And so doing that this summer, like it was really fun, and it was fun to kind of go back to that for a little bit. It was only like 3 months, but it was really cool.
Yeah, a little reminiscing moment, you know, of like that nostalgic time in your life. Yeah.
It was great.
A lot of people are searching for a blueprint with social media. So I want to ask you, like, honestly, do you believe there's like a set formula influencers should follow to gain success?
I think the main thing is just authenticity and being yourself. I don't think that there's a formula, but there's like structure and there's like certain things that will help you become successful, like being consistent.
Yeah.
If you post every single day, twice a day, one of the videos is gonna hit. Like it's bound to hit. If you have good quality content, you're posting consistently, and you're, you know, either inspirational, educational, or entertaining people, not just talking about nonsense, like one of the videos is gonna hit.
Yeah. Do you think it's almost more like strategy or more so personality?
I think both work really well hand in hand. Like you have to have a good personality for people to enjoy watching you.
For sure.
And I feel like for everyone, there's an audience out there. Like whether, you know, you like to be on social media to unwind and like, you know, just watch something funny, and like, you know, if you've had a hard day, you don't want to like sit there and listen to something educational. And then on the other side, there's people who go on social media and they want to learn. So I feel like for every person, whether like whatever you want to do and whatever you want to speak about and what you feel like you're educated to speak on or like teach someone something, I feel like there's going to be a niche for everyone.
Absolutely. And what do you think like actually helps someone like just stand out in the long term of social media?
I feel like I'm repeating myself, but really being authentic. Like, because you stand out by being authentic because nobody is you and nobody can be you. So whatever, you know, you feel like you can show the internet, do that. And also, I feel like people try and paint this perfect picture online of a perfect life. That's not the case. And more nowadays, especially, if it worked before, it worked before. Like just, you know, doing the dances and showing a lavish lifestyle. It was great. Now, no. Those kinds of videos don't work anymore. People appreciate really like your real life. Like if I'm going through a problem, like I have a new dog right now, and I talk about the dog like on my social media, like she wakes me up every single day at 5:30 a.m. and I'm tired. Like, you know, so it's like those things like that.
When people go viral or they get like a viral moment, do you feel like whatever in the sense like that video was that went viral, like they should necessarily stick to that and kind of just like grow with that, or should they still be open to like expanding their niche to kind of figure out what's gonna stick?
I feel like if you're especially new to social media and you have a video go viral, ride that wave. Like film 20 more videos the same or like very similar to that one, because 99%, I can't guarantee, but 99% another one will hit. And that's exactly what I did, you know, with the elevator videos. We filmed one, it hit. Every single day I was spamming those. Like we were up till 6 a.m. filming. Like it looked fun, but like it was a whole production. Like it was insane. And I rode that wave. I you know, milked that till the
Yeah.
end, till it didn't work.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's like well said. It's like, because sometimes people get lost. They're like, oh, like, do I start doing something else? Like, but it's like, no, like, if you have that viral moment, like, clearly it's something about it is captivating
Exactly.
to people. So it's like, go with that gut instinct and just keep writing it.
For sure.
As your platform grows, like, obviously the pressure does. And so how do you handle like expectations from like followers, brands, and just even yourself?
I think I'm pretty good with, I feel like a strength I have is doing well under pressure. Like, I've had situations with brands that were insane, like getting, you know, content filmed same day, posting same day, like going to festivals or events and stuff. Like, I do things well under pressure. And so I think that that's a really good quality to have in this space, because especially brands really appreciate that when you're not making their life harder, you're making their life easier, because they were already dealing with so much.
Yeah.
Besides, you know, you and
Yeah.
the last thing that they want is you adding more on top of their plate. So I think being an easygoing person and just like handling things under pressure well has been really helpful for me.
Yeah, for sure. Because like when these brands like are reaching out to these creators, like they kind of like are expecting like a certain thing from you. So like being able to like manage like that, who you are, just like being a calm presence and also easygoing to work with, is like that's like longevity for you with that brand's relationship.
Exactly.
You
Like,
know?
it's funny because I went to a movie premiere not too long ago, and there was a situation on the red carpet where I think some creator was like unhappy that they weren't able to walk the red carpet. And the brand side, like the girl who worked on the brand side, was like, honestly, and she was telling me because I'm friends with her, she's like, honestly, we have to deal with so much shit. Like, we have to deal with the actors, we have to deal with the producers, like the directors at these premieres, we have to deal with the screening, like we have to deal with so much that the last thing really that we need is for an influencer to be unhappy that they can't walk the red carpet, you know?
100%.
So I feel like just knowing how to navigate situations like that will go a lot further for you, like with the brand, than ruining the relationship over something so small.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a short break and we're going to continue the conversation. So stay tuned.
Said what I said with Talin.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Said What I Said with Talin. We're going to continue our conversation with Michelle. So it's time to go into our Said What I Said segment. So this is where we just say it very plainly, honestly, and without overthinking and explaining. So I'm just going to say two things and you're going to finish the sentence.
Okay.
So the first one is a truth about social media success people don't like to hear is...
that it's not as easy and perfect as people portray it to be.
That part.
That
for
part, that one.
She said what she said, you know? Like, oh my gosh. Because I think people really don't understand what we do to a certain extent.
It looks so easy.
Yeah.
It looks like the easiest job in the world. And I'm not saying it's the hardest job in the world, but also it's not a 9 to 5. It's a 24/7.
Exactly. No, like every day you're working. You don't have a break. I was talking about this with Courtney on like our first episode, but like even going on vacation, like people are like, oh, they're going on vacation.
There's no vacation.
No, you're filming 24/7,
yeah.
editing content, posting it in real time to like get all of that out. Like there's no break. Breaks are not a thing.
No, you know when I realized we're done, I'm done, is when I started getting angry on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm like, why is no one responding? What do you mean you're not working right now? Like, what do you mean I have to wait till Monday? Like, I'm on it all the time, 24/7, regardless of the day of the week, regardless of the month, on my birthday, on Christmas, we are on.
Yeah, no,
So
I agree with that. All right, the next one is the biggest mistake new influencers make is
trying to make their content look perfect. Nobody likes a perfect picture. And that's unfortunately or fortunately the truth.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it worked before, it doesn't work anymore. You have to be real, you have to be authentic, and you have to show parts of your life that are relatable.
Yeah.
People want to relate to others online. That's what people go to the internet for.
Yeah.
And so if you show a perfect picture, no one's gonna like you.
Exactly.
Unless you're like Paris Hilton or someone.
Right. Unless you're Paris, you know, like everything's perfect
Yeah.
there. So.
And I'm sure it's not perfect in her life.
Exactly. Like we're just getting a glimpse of everyone's life for like 30 seconds to a minute. And it's like, no one really knows what's happening like behind the scenes.
And I feel like a lot of people feel entitled to comment on your life and tell you what you're doing right and wrong, when in reality you have no idea what's going on in my life. You just see what I let you see.
100%. Very well said. Just a few questions before we close out. Do creators get trapped in one version of themselves online?
I feel like this kind of goes back to like what we were talking about in like having other people in your videos. Like I felt trapped in that because it's like you don't want to sacrifice your views, and you don't want to sacrifice, you know, going viral for something that probably in longevity will be more beneficial. Like I know that if I film content just about me and about my life, in the long run for brands and stuff, that's going to be way more beneficial than just having a bunch of people in my content. That's going to get me views there and then. So I feel like that is like a sacrifice that not a lot of people are willing to make. And sometimes, you do get lost in that.
No.
100%. It's important to get out of it in time.
Absolutely. What does life look like ahead for you with your career? Like any dream projects or anything that you have like upcoming that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've been working on my second book right now with my mom. We just finished it at the end of last year. So right now we're in the stages of publishing.
That's so exciting.
Which is going to be really fun because we wrote a book before, but it was like, it was about my life. And the book we wrote it originally in Russian, but we translated it to English too. But I think we've published it in Russian. It's been out for like 3 years, but I think we're going to publish it in English after this other book comes out. Yeah. Because it's just going to make more sense as this one is a book about our life, and it was written by me and my mom for the reason of I've had a lot of like little kids and like people who wanted to do what I do reach out to me and be like, hey, well, my parents don't understand this, and they don't think that being a social media influencer is a career, and like that this isn't gonna get me anywhere. And so I was sitting and talking with my mom because she's been so beyond supportive of everything I've done over the past 10 years. And if it wasn't for her, like I wouldn't be here right now. And so we were sitting and talking, we're like, I feel like we have so much to say about this. And we wrote a book. Half of the book is my perspective on how it was for me starting this entire career, and the other half was my mom's perspective on how to navigate a child who wants to be in the limelight and who wants to, be on the internet. Because my mom was terrified. She was like, no, you're not posting anything ever. Like, she did not want me to be on social media. And I actually hid that I was a YouTuber from her for the first year. Wow. Like, she accidentally found out, and it was beyond supportive, and we're here right now. But, like, it's very scary as a parent because there's so many, weird people on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're working on the second book right now, which is fully unrelated to me or her. It's a sci-fi love story.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's gonna, like, the idea first came to us as a movie script, but we adapted it into a book because of the actor's strike. Yeah. So we've been working on this project for the past 2 to 3 years. It's finally done, which is so rewarding. Wow. We're going back and forth, making edits and stuff because holy shit, writing a book is so hard.
It's insane.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be so rewarding to see it all come to life. And then eventually we want to adapt it into a movie. Mm-hmm. And then I want to play a role
Yeah,
and
you have to
in it.
start in it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
That's like my 5-year goal.
Oh, that's amazing though. That's really exciting, and I can't wait to see it
I know,
and
I have to
read
send you a
it.
copy.
Absolutely. But Michelle, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate your perspective and just chatting with us today. Make sure you guys follow Michelle on all of her social media platforms and keep up with everything she has going on, especially with the book coming out.
So exciting.
And if you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. And thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys in the next one. This has been Said What I Said with Talin. Bye.
The mic is hot, the takes are real, Talin is here. Welcome to Said What I Said. From Hollywood to your headphones, she's bold, she's raw, she's Talin. And this is Said What I Said.
Said what I said with Talin.